Well, when I was here the last time for the first quarter interview, I said that we'd had a really good first quarter. Now we've backed that up with a strong second quarter. Production increased by 29% year on year, and even by 10% compared to the first quarter of 2015. And the higher production drove record sampling cup shipments of 75,000 for the first half. We've never hit 150,000 for a full year before, so that's a really good start. And together with favorable exchange rates, our second quarter revenue was up 45% year on year. So that's a really strong start for SinterCast. Installations have also started strong, even though it doesn't show in the results yet. We've secured 5 installations so far, and that's just one short of our full year record. We still have 5 months to go, and we're still pushing. The first half installation revenue shows 2.3 million, but that only includes the first 2 installations, Dawson in Korea and an undisclosed engine foundry in Japan. For the Dongfeng installation, which we announced on 7 January, I explained in the first quarter interview that we held the equipment in Sweden to allow for their training at our technical center. And now, at the close of the second quarter on 30 June, the equipment is still in transit, so it will be booked in the third quarter. And it will be booked together with the installation revenue from Simco, which we announced on 17 June, and from TechSeed Portugal, which we announced on Monday of this week. So that gives us a pent-up installation revenue from Dongfeng, Simco, and TechSeed that will all be realized in the third quarter. So we've got 2 strong quarters in the books, a really good start to the third quarter with a strong production foundation and with this pent-up installation revenue, and that all comes together to put us in a really good position. Yeah, the Ford petrol engine has been a really good contributor in the first half. I don't want to talk about specific volumes because I don't want to set the precedent that we talk about individual programs, and I don't want to disclose the production data of Ford. But we can confirm that it's been a really good contributor and that the program is perfectly on schedule. Ford builds the F-150 at 2 different production sites, at Dearborn in Detroit and in Kansas City. Dearborn was down in the second half of 2014 for retooling for the aluminum body, and when that was finished, Kansas City went down in the first half of 2015. Ford management has now said that the production is back to full normal volume since June, and they've also said that they should be back to full normal sales in September. For SinterCast, the foundry production leads the vehicle production by about 2 months to give a lead time for machining and transportation and engine assembly. So we had our primary ramp in the first half of 2014. But the engine is very popular in the F-150. Ford Edge sales are up 30%. The Lincoln MKX started shipment to dealer showrooms in June. And the Lincoln Continental concept car was unveiled at the New York Auto Show with a 3-liter version of the engine. So we can absolutely look forward to further volumes. It's a really good program for Ford, it's a really good program for SinterCast, and it's a really good program for CGI and petrol applications. Pure Power Technologies, PPT, is a part of the Navistar Group, and Navistar has been reviewing its business strategy, and they've decided to divest what they call non-core business activities, and they've also decided that foundries are not core to their engine and truck business. Navistar has 2 foundries, PPT in Indianapolis for cylinder block and head, and Waukesha in Milwaukee for other components. The Waukesha foundry has been sold during the second quarter, but PPT was announced for closure sometime during the summer. Most of our production agreements have a reacquisition clause, so we've recovered the equipment and it's now back in Sweden. We have a good track record of refurbishing and upgrading used equipment, so we will refurbish it and offer it for sale, either as a full system or as individual spare components. It will be a good opportunity for another foundry, and for SinterCast it will be a good opportunity for second revenue and second margin on that equipment. It's a pity for PPT. We know the people. It's been a good foundry with a very efficient production, and we always rank them quite highly in our monthly performance summaries. For SinterCast, the Navistar Big Bore block was dual sourced between PPT and Tupi, so that production has simply been transferred to Tupi, and it doesn't affect at all the volume or the revenue. GIFA is the largest foundry trade fair in the world. It's held every 4 years. This was our 5th GIFA. You don't get many GIFAs in a career. And in my opinion, it was clearly the best GIFA for SinterCast. We had employees there from Europe, the US, China, and Korea. And I think that we had one of the most attractive stands for our peer group. It was nice that we were able to announce the Asimco sale on the 2nd day of GIFA. So we were able to put a sold to Asimco China sign on the System 3000 and the wire feeder. And we had good discussions with many of our current and potential customers, including discussions with the TechSeed management that led to the sale of the mini System 3000 for TechSeed's Funfrap foundry in Portugal that we announced earlier this week. So we displayed our technology, but we were also able to promote the benefits of CGI. And many of our shareholders know from the GIFA press release on 16 June that we made a head-to-head comparison of the Audi 3-liter CGI V6 and the Mercedes 3-liter aluminum V6. And one German foundry manager said that this comparison was the best thing at GIFA. We followed that up with our well-to-wheels energy balance comparison in our editorial in the July issue of Automotive Engineer, and that's still available on the homepage, and I hope that everyone has the opportunity to read that. Promoting CGI is a key objective for SinterCast, and we will continue to champion the benefits of CGI. Also, with support from Ford and Tupi, we showcased the V6 petrol engine, and that was a real eye-catcher that attracted a lot of attention. So it was a really good show, and we look forward to the next GIFA in 2019.